Right. So our topic is audit risk. Here important, the standard that we're going to discuss ISA 315 plus ISA 320. These are the two standards. Right? Write down in the horizontal way, not vertical. There's a lot to write. Horizontal, vertical. What is horizontal? What is vertical? So horizontal way, right? Okay. Just write down, don't ask anything. Tomorrow I'll explain. Audit risk and materiality. Audit risk and materiality. Materiality ISA 320. Okay. Audit risk. Inherent risk. Control risk. Detection risk. Inherent risk. Complexity in nature. Complexity in transaction. Complexity in nature. Complexity in transaction. Am I fast? Complexity in transaction further subdivided into two. Complexity in transaction further subdivided into two. One is assertion complexity. One is assertion complexity. Two is standard complexity. One is assertion complexity. Two is standard complexity. Is my handwriting visible, right? And see. Assertion complexity, standard complexity. Okay. Under control risk, write down ineffective controls. Control risk means ineffective controls. Next one, detection risk. Next one, detection risk, that is subdivided into two. One is sampling risk. Two is non-sampling risk. Sampling risk. Two is non-sampling risk. Okay. Under non-sampling risk, write down risk arise due to inappropriate procedures. Risk arise due to inappropriate procedures. Right? Now, again, this is also part of audit risk only. There are a lot to write, don't worry. Write like this, audit risk. AR equals, AR is audit risk. Huh? AR equals, very good. You studied audit before? No. Long time before. AR equals risk of material misstatement, ROMM. Risk of material misstatement into detection risk. No, your point is correct. AR equals risk of material misstatement into detection risk. Right? You don't have space? Wherever it's possible, write down. Under that flow chart also fine. Okay? This risk of material misstatement divided into two, that is inherent risk and control risk. Understood? Understood? The people who are using laptop, is it difficult for you all? Huh? See here, AR is audit risk. I am using short form. AR is audit risk. Risk of material misstatement, ROMM, into DR, detection risk. Okay. Risk of material misstatement is divided into two. One is inherent risk and control risk. Inherent risk and control risk. Clear? Now, next point, another arrow. KOB, knowledge of business. Knowledge of business. Knowledge of business. Under that, understanding business entity. Understanding business entity. Understanding business entity. Done? Wait. Shall I move to this one? Materiality. Materiality, normally, I can take this as materiality, one side. Other one is performance materiality. Other one is performance materiality. Materiality and performance materiality. Materiality and performance materiality. Materiality and performance material. Clear? Clear? Under performance materiality, write down auditor's judgment. Under performance materiality, write down auditor's judgment. Okay. Under materiality, divide into two. Under materiality, divide into two. One is material by nature. Material by nature. Two is material by amount. One is material by nature. Two is material by amount. Clear? Under material by amount, write it down. Difficult. Difficult, write everything. Think about, I need to explain everything in an understandable format. That's why I'm asking more time for audit risk. Okay, material by amount, write down. PBT 5 to 10%. Revenue 0.5% to 1%. Asset 1% to 2%. Don't ask what is this now. Tomorrow I'll explain. This is not tomorrow, day after. Asset 1 point to 2 point. Between 1 and 2. 1 to 2. Yes. PBT 5 to 10. Revenue 0.5 to 1. Any mistake? Is everything fine? ARP with audit risk. Write that also. ARP with audit risk. ARP means analytical review procedures. ARP with audit risk. Wherever it's possible, write it down. If you can't write down, put an arrow up and write down. ARP with audit risk. That's all, don't worry. When you see this flowchart, it's like a string of pearls or notes. Comfortable, right? Not difficult, don't worry. Analytical review procedures. Analytical review procedures. Simply we call ARP. How many of you all studied ratios? What are the type of ratios, tell me? Number one, profitability ratio, liquidity ratio, working capital ratio, efficiency ratio, gearing ratio, investor ratio. Under profitability ratio, what are the ratios you studied? Gross profit margin, net profit margin, operating profit margin, and return on capital employed, return on equity, asset turnover ratio. Correct? Correct? So under liquidity ratio, right? Quick ratio and no, my question is quick ratio and
current ratio.
asset test ratio. Both are same, no? Right. Superstar and Rajini both are same. Okay. Yeah, acid test ratio, quick ratio, and other one is current ratio. Efficiency ratio, receivable days, payable days, and inventory days. Receivable turnover, payable turnover, and inventory turnover. Dividend comes under investor ratios. So in gearing ratios, what are the gearing ratios? Debt to equity ratio, gearing ratio, and interest cover ratio. What is the difference between gearing ratio and debt to equity ratio? Yes, one is debt divided by equity, the other one is debt divided by, how we call, capital employed. The term is capital employed. Very good. Why I am asking all these things? You should know all these ratios. Fine. So go and update your knowledge ratios. Otherwise, I'll teach you, don't worry. So these type of ratios will be needed when we are discussing ARP. Okay? Fine. Happy? Happy with this flowchart? Not much, right? Okay, now examinable points, theory, yeah? Then I'll give examinable questions also. So now write down examinable points. These are the points you should remember, okay? But these are not examinable. Huh? Examinable points means theory only, because case study 20 marks question is confirmed. I'll tell you how it is tested under examinable questions. Okay. Why I gave these points? To remember the entire chapter. Okay. Number one, write down definition of audit risk. Definition of audit risk. Number two, definition of risk of material misstatement. Definition of risk of material mistake. Number three, meaning of inherent risk, control risk, detection risk. Meaning of inherent risk, control risk, detection risk. Number four, importance of risk assessment. Importance of risk assessment. Number five. Number four is importance of risk assessment. Number five. How to understand organization and its environment. How to understand organization and its environment. Next one. Definition of sampling and non-sampling risk. Definition of sampling and non-sampling risk. Next one. Definition of materiality. Next one. Determination of materiality. Next one. Computation and assessment of materiality. Computation and assessment of materiality. Next one. Meaning of performance materiality. Meaning of performance materiality. Next one. Definition of ARP, analytical review procedure. Next one. Types of ARP. Next one. Stages of ARP. Next one. Ratio analysis. Ratio analysis. All these are examinable points. Okay. Now write down. Examinable questions. Examinable questions. 20 marks. Case study. Confirmed. 20 marks case study, it's confirmed. Okay. First type, objective test questions. So risk area can be tested in OTQ, objective test question. Right? Reality is tested. Why I am giving? Because at one past paper, 2019, I think, you didn't get 20 marks case study question. Instead of you get one case study. If you get like that, you are lucky. You are really lucky. Why? Instead of 20 marks, how many marks you are tested in the exam? 10 marks. For that, what they did was, they gave more theory questions in section B. Fine. But it is rarely that based on the mindset of examiner. Fine. 99% chance is there for case study only. Okay. Number two, case study. There are two types of case study. Yeah? Write down as it is. Case study. Number one. A case will be given. Right? The case will be given. Just put an arrow and write down. Case. This is related to financial statements. Related to financial statement. Not related to organization. Right? That particular case is a problem. That problem is based on what? Financial statement. Other than financial statement, we are not, that case is not covering any other areas. Only the financial statement implication. Right? So why I am telling like this? Because whatever the problem is, standard problem. Financial statement problem. To identify the problem, you should know what? Accounting standard. You got my point? Understood? Next, identify audit risk. Identify audit risk. Then respond to audit risk. This is the question. Identify audit risk, respond to audit risk. So a case will be given. The case is related to a financial statement, and then they ask identify audit risk and respond to audit risk. Right? How to write answer? Table form. One side identify audit risk, other side response to audit risk. What we did now? Same way. Understood? Don't write paragraphs. In your exam answer screen, this table will be automatically appear. Okay, you need to type the answer. So when you are practicing, always put in a table and type. Don't write lengthy paragraphs. Wrong. Clear? Second type of question. Under case study, second type. This is more time consuming but easy to score marks. If you get this type of question, more time consuming but easy to score marks. This is also not frequently tested. So the first one is 70% chances for first one, 30% chance for second one. But if you get, you will get some marks. Why? Out of 20, 5 marks allocated for ratio calculation. You all know, right? Ratios. So you are comfortable to compute ratios. Without thinking anything, you can score 5 marks. That's the benefit. Okay, but time consuming. It's like this. A case given plus financial statement extract also given. A case given plus financial statement extract. Financial statement extract. What do you mean by financial statement extract? A part of balance sheet or part of financial income statement. A part, extract. So when you see a past paper question, if you find any part of financial statement, this type of question it is. If just only scenario is there, like ethics, only the scenario is there, first type of question. This is how differentiate two types. Right? If you get any financial statements figures or financial statement extracts within your question, that is the second type question. Okay. Then perform ARP, analytical review procedures. Perform ARP. Perform ARP, analytical review procedures. They ask you to perform analytical review procedures. Analytical review procedures means simple ratios. Right? That is what it means. To make it simple, it is ratios. Tomorrow I'll teach. No, this is day after tomorrow. So after performing ARP, what you should do is identify audit risk. Identify audit risk from case plus ARP. So you need to identify audit risk from the case plus ARP computation. From both you need to identify. Plus then what? Response to audit risk. Then respond to audit risk. Then respond to audit risk. Clear? Right? So this type is more examinable. So in my tute, I include this question also. Right? The interesting thing is, these cases, the facts given in the case will be repeated. You practice more past papers, you know all the cases. I'll tell you. For example, director's bonus is based on financial statement. There is a statement like that. This statement will repeat. Most of the past papers will be repeated. So what is the benefit we have? If we practice more past papers, if we tackle more cases, we familiarize with the case examples. Then if that same thing will be, not 100% it is tested, the same thing, 80% will be repeated. 20% might be new. So easily you can score 16 to 17 marks. Understood? For that what I did, I took all the cases from 2007 to 2020 and I identified all the cases and identify all the response also. So it's a PDF form. what you should do? Just by heart. Try just by heart, and it will be repeated in your exams. Okay, but first of all, I am not recommending you to use that audit risk list. Keep it aside. I will share with you all. Print and keep it aside. Don't look at. Try to update your standard knowledge and try to develop your judgment to analyze the answers. Right? Then when you once we done with this, thereafter you can go through with the table and you can update and you can practice. Okay. So this is minimum 20 marks. So 20 marks means how many minutes you should spend for one question? 1.8 into 2, 36 minutes. So 36 minutes. Within 36 minutes, you should do this question. It's not easy now. So initially, don't fix time and do. Take your own time and do it. After practicing 2-3 questions, when you feel comfortable, thereafter, keep that time and do it. Understood? So far, is it clear? Right, okay. Anyway, I'm not going to start today. Right, we'll stop with that point. Okay. So balance, we'll do tomorrow. Tomorrow at what time? 4 o'clock. I'll do up to 8:30.